Well, again, folks, I want to welcome you to this Business Acceleration webinar series. This is JG, the author of Messy Manager and the Vice President of Black Card Marketing Group, coming to you live from Toronto, Canada. I'm so excited to have you. This is the sixth installment, as I mentioned, the sixth installment of the Business Acceleration webinar series. And tonight I have the pleasure of hosting a colleague of mine, someone I've worked with and developed a friendship with over the years. He's the author of Chaos, How Business Leaders Can Master the Power of Focus. His name is James Burgess, and I tell you, he's going to bring power-packed information to this session, and it's going to be recorded because I know that at some point you're going to say, wow, I can't take notes fast enough. So if you haven't taken out a pen and a paper already, please do so, because I promise you, you're going to want to take notes. The process that James actually is going to take you through tonight, I got to tell you, it's the process that we use at Black Card Marketing Group for business planning. It's the process that I use as well, and the process that I've helped clients with, and James has worked with tons and tons of clients. They're talking about small to medium-sized enterprises, talking about big multinationals. He's currently working with some charities. He just came off the road in speaking engagement in Central Canada. So without further ado, the author of Chaos, How Business Leaders Can Master the Power of Focus, Mr. James Burgess. James, you there? I can't hear you, James. Are you with me, my friend? I see his mouse going, so I know he's there.
Yep.
Oh, there he is.
My
James.
apologies. Thank you, Jean-Guy. Somehow I got muted there. So again, thank you for that introduction, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Conquering Chaos, a 5-step planning and performance system. It's my pleasure to be with you this evening and share with you as much information as I can about business planning in the time that we have allocated to us. I'm going to start with a joke, as I do in most of my presentations, and it goes along the lines of, there's an old joke that if you put your banker, your accountant, and your lawyer at an end of a pier and push them all off at the same time, who gets to the bottom of the lake fastest? Well, unfortunately, I was told this joke quite some time ago, and I honestly don't remember the punchline. But ladies and gentlemen, take a former banker, as I am, call him a consultant, as I am now, and have him specialize in business planning, as I do, and ladies and gentlemen, I rocket to the bottom of the lake. Nobody should want to talk to me. So why is it? Why is it that I can fill a room or a webinar with hundreds of business owners that hang on every word I have to say about business planning? A dull topic of business planning. Well, I believe it's because I have a compelling message. That compelling message is business planning is important. It's been broken. It's easy, fast, and sustainable. 3 words you don't often hear associated with business planning. Easy, fast, and sustainable. With tonight's presentation, I intend to prove my point to you, and in the process, as I said, tell you everything I know about business planning that I can in our allotted time. So let's get started with Conquering Chaos, a 5-step planning and performance system. Let me start by defining chaos. Is chaos not having enough hands and feet? Is it an inbox that simply never empties? I'll suggest to you that yes, it is both of these, but so much more. Chaos is defined as a condition or place of great disorder, or simply the opposite of order. And in my research, I discovered a phrase called chaos management, and I wondered what that was. Are you getting the idea? Chaos management is the management of swirling flows of information, the management of issue storms. So what is the cure for chaos management? Well, believe it or not, I don't believe it's a big business plan. The solution is a fast, easy planning and performance system. What's the difference? Well, business plan is like your balance sheet. It's a snapshot at a single point in time. In the case of your balance sheet, it's a picture of your financial health. In the case of your business plan, it is a perspective of how a business might progress into the near term based on current knowledge at a single point in time of its creation. Our reality, though, is that at the moment after the plan is completed, an issue storm may erupt, rendering our business plan completely and significantly out of date. What is important then is not to have just a business plan, but to have a management system in your business that characterizes your business as a planned environment. You know, we all plan. I mean, boy, some of us really plan. We plan for our vacations, we plan for our retirements, and we plan for our children's education. But ladies and gentlemen, heaven's sakes, we fail to plan for the very cash flow that fulfills those personal plans, those personal dreams. We fail to business plan. I have to say that really seems kind of unusual to me. Just irregular, nonsense. Is really just what comes to mind for me. So why don't we business owners business plan? Why is it? Well, I believe that there are 5 reasons we fail to business plan. Reason number 1, we're not even sure what a business plan is. There's a joke, another joke, if you will. If you put 10 economists into a room and ask them what's going on in the economy, you'll get 11 opinions. And these days, of course, if you put 10 congresspersons into a room and ask them what's happening in the economy, you'll get 45 different ideas. But the same applies to business plans. Every consultant has their own perspective. Well, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you the definitive answer to what a business plan is. Hold me accountable. The definitive answer. Why else don't we plan? Well, we don't plan because it takes too long. We've been told by others who have done it or experienced it ourselves. 5 months in, the plan still isn't completed, and oh look, it's already irrelevant because of all the issue storms that have come up. Reason number 3 we don't plan. Who's the audience for the business plan? Who is it for? So many business owners I meet just turn to me and say, well, don't I just need a business plan for my banker? But don't get me started on that because I can go on for just an hour on that topic. But no, ladies and gentlemen, the business plan audience is you and you alone, with the plan developed for other interested stakeholders. Reason number 4, there's rarely a system for sustainment of the business plan. So, so many people tell me it's going to be irrelevant, it's just a projection, so why bother getting started? And so, in a word, where there's no interest in sustaining it, why get started? And quite often I say to my clients, who fortunately make the choice to engage, but if you're not going to sustain it, you might just as well not start and take the time and resources you would spend on a business plan and just go get another client. And the 5th reason, and my favorite reason, is it's in my head. I hear business owners say this to me all the time. All the time. I've got a plan. It's in my head. Well, I want to expand on this idea a little bit in kind of a fun way. Let me ask a rhetorical question, obviously rhetorical because you're all muted. But where would society be today if Leonardo da Vinci had kept the image of the Mona Lisa in his head? Where would society be if the images now captured on the Sistine Chapel by Michelangelo had remained in his head? And finally, where would society be if Vic Bloom and Bob Montana had kept the characters and stories of Archie a part of pulp culture for 60 years, and now Archie is asking Veronica to finally marry him, making the wrong choice? But what if they'd kept those stories and images in their head? Ladies and gentlemen, until something is real, until it can be shared, it isn't real. And these are just 3 examples of hundreds of millions of pictures, paintings, and art and stories that just reinforce the fact that until you can share it with somebody else, it simply isn't real. Until we understand the source of telepathy, a business plan in your head is simply no business plan at all. So why? Why, as business owners, do we keep our plans in our heads? I believe it's because of the fear of the accountability. And I guess the fear of failure. If I never write it down, if I never show it to anyone else, then I guess I haven't really failed. Perhaps true. But then you also, ladies and gentlemen, have nothing to celebrate. Remember I said business planning is important. Well, here are the 5 reasons as I see it why you should want business plan? Would you not want to clarify and achieve the future you believe in? Would you not want to make better quality decisions and reap the rewards of those better decisions, the financial rewards of those better decisions? Would you not want to focus on the right priorities, the major few, not the minor many fires all the time? Fourthly, wouldn't you want to be a great strategist? We're all amazing tacticians, learn from the day-to-day operation of our business. But because few of us have sat in the senior vice president, the executive vice president, or CEO chair of a large corporation where the principal responsibility is strategy, many business owners I meet, in fact, I'll suggest 95% of business owners I meet, have no idea what strategies are. And what's really fascinating to me is I have worked with executives who have left their responsibilities and decided to set up a consulting company, and when they starting up their business, they have completely lost sight of everything they knew about strategies. They become immediately a tactician, and I guess that's from the panic of running a business. We just go back to our core beliefs and understandings and go straight to tactics, and we don't connect with strategies at all. And reason number 5, would you not want to build a business based on continuous improvement? And as I said in the beginning, do it easily, fast, and with sustainment. And I'll give you a bonus reason number 6 why I think business planning is important. And in fact, Peter Drucker said to. I mean, Peter Drucker is a business guru, and he basically said it. Well, he didn't really. I'm using his words to my advantage. What Peter Drucker said is profit is the benchmark of success in business, but it's well recognized that planned revenues will be greater than unplanned revenues. Planned expenses will be less than unplanned expenses, and therefore planned profit will be greater than planned profit. And if profit is the benchmark of success in business, then Peter Drucker is saying you got to be planning. Please, if you've ever talked to Peter, don't let him know that I'm using his approach in that manner. Okay. Now, those are the 6 reasons I believe that business planning is important. But I told you, let me share that it's not entirely our fault that we're not business planning. As I said earlier, business planning has been broken. And it's been broken by anyone who believes that a business plan needs to be 25 to 50 pages long. Oh, wait, that's just about everyone. Well, after tonight, it won't be you. My friends the bankers have broken it because they just asked for one with no real idea of what it is or without any awareness of who they can refer you to get a business plan done, an effective resource. They don't actually use it in their decision making, and they never hold us accountable for what we said we would do in our plan. As long as our loans are fluctuating and their security remains in place, they don't care. It's also been broken because we have others write it for us for huge amounts of money, and we wonder why we don't connect with it. Well, it's because it's a third party's perspective of what your business can become. It's not your perspective. And while there are lots of to-do-it-yourself solutions, and they are better than nothing, do-it-yourself is like looking in the mirror. All you're ever going to see is yourself. How then do you challenge yourself to go where you are uncomfortable to go? And in terms of the government, I'll share a story. A woman came up to me at one of my workshops after I shared my 5 secrets to effective business planning, and she said, can you not get into the government? And I said to her, well, I'm working on it, but what's the issue? And she said, I'm working with a government support office that I'm getting a grant from them. I have a trunk in my car of my car full with business plan efforts that they keep declining. And unfortunately, I have to be supportive, but I shook my head and I said, that is extremely unfortunate. In my mind, I'm thinking, bless me, a bureaucrat telling an entrepreneur they don't know how to build a business plan. So it is broken. It's not entirely your fault, but after tonight, when having shown you that it's important, and I'm now going to show you how easy, fast, and sustainable it is, there's no excuses for you not getting going. So, as I said, it can be easy and fast. And here are my 5 secrets then to effective business planning. Secret number 1, have a vision statement. A vision statement answers the question, what are you building? Okay, perhaps nothing new here for you, but I'm going to give you the recipe to write it in minutes. Minutes, not hours or even days. Your vision statement is nothing more than how much, by when, doing what, for whom, in what geographical location. Let me share that again. How much, by when, doing what, for whom, in what geographical location. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to have nightmares. I want you waking up and saying this to your children tomorrow morning. My vision statement is nothing more than how much, by when, doing what, for whom, in what geographical location. And here are 3 sub-secrets. The by when, 3 years, not 5. 5 years is too far out for us to connect to anything. There are too many factors, external and internal factors within our businesses that makes it extremely hard to connect to an outcome 5 years from now. Do 3. The caveat being perhaps that if there's a significant business event at the 4-year mark, at the 5-year mark, then perhaps go past 3 years. What do I mean by significant event? A merger, an acquisition, the activation of a succession plan. Those are 3 really heady events in a business that you may want to tie your business plan around. The other one, how much. Make the how much define the revenue you want to earn at the end of your 3rd year. Not an accumulation over the 3 years, the revenue you want to earn in that 3 years. And the for whom defines your best or perfect customer. Not now, but 3 years from now. You have time to shift and stop working with those clients you don't care for, understand who your best customers are, and start marketing to them and attracting them to your business. You know, the power. Some people say to me, well, "What's the big deal? It's just a vision statement." Ladies and gentlemen, let me share with you the power, by example, of a great mission statement. I have a customer, and after we completed just his vision statement, we had taken the first steps towards redefining him as a broker of a packaging material to becoming a fully integrated packaging solutions provider. And you know what? Every strategic decision he's made since has progressed the business towards fulfilling that vision. It's been fantastic. My good friend Jerry Robert would suggest that if you can simply connect with the vision that you want, don't worry about the decisions you have to make to get there. Connect with the vision emotionally. Internalize that objective, that vision that you put 3 years out there, and you will automatically, subconsciously begin making all the right decisions to get you there. Secret number 2, you need a mission statement. A mission statement answers the question, why does this business exist? Okay, again, you're thinking, Burgess, this isn't all that new, and I really don't want to have to create a mission statement. But a mission statement is extremely important. The format of a mission statement is very simple. Here's the recipe. 4 to 8 powerful words that are expressive and communicate an image. Let me give you an example. I suspect everybody on this call is extremely aware of Nike and Nike's tagline. Okay, Nike's tagline is "Just Do It," and more recently they've adopted a second one, "Be the One." Well, the internal mission statement of Nike is inspire every athlete in the world. Inspire every athlete in the world. And when I hear that, whether it be "Just Do It" or "Be the One," I can see the marketing team sitting out a boardroom committed to inspiring every athlete in the world and coming up with that tagline. Hey, just do it. Hey, be the one. That's a powerful way to inspire me to get off the couch, to just go be the one, to just go do it. And that's the power of an amazing mission statement. It provides the context for business decisions that follow, because that marketing department can't go offside of the mission statement and have to, in fact, align the marketing taglines to the mission. And that is a powerful, powerful context for the business decisions. Here comes secret number 3. Have annual objectives. Objectives answer the question, what will be measured? By the way, Jean-Guy said at the outset that this is being recorded, so you'll get a copy of it. But I would suggest for you that if you don't have a pen and paper or a pencil and paper, that you get it and catch up and take some notes here, because with this information and the video I'm going to send you at the end, you'll be able to get started of your own accord building a great business plan. So let's play catch up here. So objectives answer the question, what will be measured? These are the same as, yes, targets. And when they are achieved, define success for the company and will be celebrated. They do not define failure. Don't make a laundry list of objectives. I find that for most small businesses, 5 is plenty. And for large corporate, to mid-market or mid-market to large corporate, no more than 9. And 2 of these, ladies and gentlemen, 2 of these must be revenue and profit. And I happen to think that net new customers added is important for business owners too. So these are your targets for the next 12 months or for your fiscal year. Simply write them in the format of a verb, a noun, and a date. For example, achieve revenue December 31st, 2011. Simply fill in the amount. Achieve $3,452,000 in revenue by December 31st, 2011. And here is where the accountability comes to life. Because if it is to be measured, then in fact it must be measured. I don't get it with business owners. We grew up as kids playing sports. We as young adults, and some of us even into our 50s, are still playing sports. We grow up in an education system, and all of both sports and education reinforce measurement. And it's not measurement to define failure, it's the measurement to define simply an outcome. Every sport has a score, or a distance, or a time, some outcome that is measured. And in school, we got A's, A minus, B plus, C plus, C minus, or 80%, 82%, 75%. Everything we grew up with had measurement to define the level of success we were accomplishing. It was a comparison against our peer group to know how well we were competing, and it might even define our economic value. Certainly in professional sports, their statistics define their economic value and what they can command from salaries and bonuses. But ladies and gentlemen, as business owners, we don't measure anything. I go to business owners all the time and I say, so how did the last month go? And they say, well, the information's with my accountant or my bookkeeper. Well, perhaps, but do you think just maybe if you're going to go into the game of running your business, when you come out and take a moment away in the change room and think things over, you might just want to know whether you were winning or losing. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm a big believer that if you're going to follow my methodology for business planning, you have to measure. It's not what will be measured, it is what must be measured. Secret number 6, you have to have strategies. Strategies answer the question, how will this company be built? Strategies can be compared to the foundation on a home. If you build a foundation for a 2,200 square foot home, you're limited by physics as to how tall your house can be. Try to fit a 6-story home on a foundation intended for 2,200 square feet, and in a good solid wind, it will likely blow over. With strategies, you build a foundation for your business that is bigger than perhaps you need at the moment, allowing it to grow bigger, both taller and broader, without any structural damage. With strategies, you can build a 55,000 square foot foundation and simply begin building your business on the first 2,200 square feet. The format of a strategy is to identify BHAGs, thus the big hairy feet. BHAGs, big, hairy, audacious goals. And with each big, hairy, audacious goal, you then need 3 to 4 succinct ways you can progress your business towards achieving the big, hairy, audacious goal. Don't worry, I'm going to give you some examples. Your business plan if your business is under $3 million in revenue, you're probably going to be very successful focusing in on 3 to 5 critical business, big, hairy, audacious goals. As your business becomes larger, 10, 20 million, you can then assign responsibilities to other resources within your company, and you may have as much as 9 big, hairy, audacious goals underway at the same time. What are some possible big, hairy, audacious goals? Well, I'm talking here about business planning. So from a process improvement perspective, a big, hairy, audacious goal would be to perfect business planning. How about having raving fans for clients? That's big, hairy, and audacious. What about being an employer of choice? Again, that's a big, hairy, audacious goal. Have raving fans, be an employer of choice, and perfecting business planning. With those, all I need to do is sit down and identify 3 to 4 ways I understand from my current knowledge how I might begin to progress towards moving my business towards becoming perfect at business planning or having raving fans and being an employer of choice. Let me, again, continue the example by talking about 3 to 4 ways you could perfect business planning. So my strategy statement for perfecting business planning would be, okay, big, hairy, audacious goal, perfect business planning, semicolon. Okay, this is how easy it is and fast. Semicolon, get my plan done, comma, review my plan minimum quarterly, comma, measure my objectives, comma, retain an advisor on business planning, period. There are 4 ways I can, if I engage in those 4 activities, I will move my business towards perfecting business planning. So there's just an example. Okay, let me move on then to secret number 5. And probably the most important, if you do nothing else, I'm not saying do nothing else, I'm saying if you are going to do nothing else but this one element of business planning, this is the one to do, action plans. You have to have action plans. Because action plans answer the question, what work must be done? Ladies and gentlemen, I'll go back to physics again and say, as I recall in my grade 13 physics, an object at rest will remain at rest until a force is applied against it. As a business owner, it is meaningless to have a vision statement and a mission statement to identify objectives and strategies if you do not intend to apply a force to encourage them to be fulfilled. Action plans are the force, the implementation of the business plan that causes all other elements of the plan, which are passive, to be achieved. I said business planning is easy, fast, and sustainable. Let me show you again with the format of an action plan why that is. Here's the format right in the left margin there. All you need is a verb, a project title, and a date to define an action plan. Let me give you an example. Launch, website, January 31st, 2012. Launch website by January 31st, 2012. There's one action plan. Okay? Let me share a few other ideas with you. The action plan should produce results. These are projects that produce results. There's my example. I've changed the date, October 31st. I'm going to get it done faster than January 2012. If you have employees, you can assign a lead or a champion towards the fulfillment of the action plan. You should have no more than 9 action plans at a time, with no more than 3 maturing in any given quarter. You have to be careful about choosing the time frame for the action plans. If you choose a long time frame, there's a very high risk that that action plan, if it's never looked at, will suddenly appear in your calendar to be due for May 15th, 2012, and you've done no work against it. It is oftentimes better to break a long action plan down into 2 or 3 shorter partial projects that get you engaged and moving the project so that you don't lose sight of it. If you follow my management system that I'm going to describe for you in a moment, what you'll begin to realize is that you are creating rolling quarterly plans. And I'll show you the value of that with an example in just a moment. And here's another point. Rarely does an action plan end. It may seem like it, but if you really think about continuous improvement, then the important thing is to consider, having completed this action plan, having launched my website, what should I do next with my website in terms of an action plan? And I'll show you an example of that in just a moment. So here's a simple chart of a real-life action plan, a set of action plans. Notice I'm living to the commitment. There are no more than 9 at a time, no more than 3 per quarter. Okay? You'll see in Q2 at the top that I'm relaunching my website. Oh, now it's a completely different date. May 20th, I launched it 2011. By the way, this is my my action plans just prior to the start of my 3rd quarter. And you'll notice that in Q4, I've reevaluated what do I need to do next in terms of my launch site. And I'm saying evaluate the Google Analytics. I relaunched it, but is it delivering anything? And my Google Analytics can tell me that. Okay? I've also taken a long project and broken it up into 3 parts. You'll see in Q2 at the bottom, June 30th, 2011, I'm going to build a new program. Okay? And in Q3, in the middle there, I'm going to test that new program with some of my clients to see how they respond. And then, oh look, in Q1, is that a typo, 2012? No, you know, I'm planning in 2011 already out to January 2012, because here is my time when I want to launch my new program. I'm going to develop it in June, test it in September, but I'm going to launch it in 2012. And now you see the value of my rolling plan, because I'm going to start planning into Q2 and Q3 very shortly of 2012. Let's take a look at my action plan after I've updated it for Q3. Uh-oh, I ran into a problem. My new program has now been pushed to September 15th in Q3. I must have run into a problem. I couldn't, some issues with some employees that I had to resolve stopped me from focusing on the program. But I still, so I've therefore had to push the test project out to Q4. But I'm going to compress now because I'm still absolutely committed in Q1 to still launching it. I've only added 5 days of additional launch time, even though I've been delayed by a quarter. So I'm really going to compress my activity. Again, I'm initiating a social media program in Q3 at the bottom there, September 30th. And I've said, okay, once that's done, what's my next step? Well, in Q1 of 2012, again, I'm going to evaluate my social media plan. Is it delivering what I thought it should? And you'll now see also in Q2, there is a typo. There you go. There's a typo. March 31st, 2011 should be 2012 because I'm going to evaluate the program launch to see how well things are going. So you can see how I'm rolling my plan along critical projects that are going to fulfill my business. I said at the outset, business planning is important. It's been broken. It's easy and fast. I think when you see my video after you've read it, or when I send it to you, and you go back through your notes, ladies and gentlemen, this business plan is not 5 months to do. This business plan, for most business owners, is less than 10 hours, and oftentimes we get them completed in 6 to 8 hours. Okay, it is easy. It is fast. But I also said it has to be sustainable. So let me now share with you my 8 secrets to focused alignment and accountability. This is the performance portion. Secret number 1, get it down, then get it right. It should never be your intent when you start business planning to have it perfect from the get-go. It will never have, it won't be perfect. I just told you you need a whole strategy for that. But get it started, then get it right. Secondly, spend 15 minutes weekly just on your action plans. Block out 9 o'clock in the morning till 9:15. Look at your action plans and determine what work do I need to do this week to progress any one of my 9, or make multiple appointments with yourself to progress several of your action plans. You may say Wednesday night between 7 and 9 o'clock, I'm going to write content for my service page so I can relaunch in whatever date I last had. So just look at the action plans, book out time, plan your week to apply some of the force to make the action plans come to fruition. Monthly, just spend 30 minutes. Look at the tracking against your objectives. How are you doing? What's your revenue month to date and year to date? What's your profit month to date, year to date? How many new clients have you added? By the way, I understand that is a cricket scoreboard. That's why that's a scoreboard to represent getting to your objectives. Apparently, that's a cricket scoreboard. So look at how you are progressing, because when you look and see after 30 days, you may make decisions to say, this is great. One of my action plans has really created a powerful outcome. I need to leverage that, repeat it, do it again. Or an action plan didn't get me what I want, but it's early, so I still want to keep going on this and see what happens in the quarter. Or this action plan, it should have had a very fast outcome. It didn't get there. I need to make some changes. So look at the relationship between objectives and what your performance is, and then your action plans. It's no different, ladies and gentlemen, than the coach taking the team into the change room between periods in a hockey game and whiteboarding. Here's the score. Here are our penalty minutes. Here's who I think is playing well. Here's who I think needs to step up. What are we going to do differently to either extend our lead or to catch up? Quarterly, just spend 45 minutes on your plan. If you spend 15 minutes a week and 30 minutes monthly, you need only 45 minutes quarterly. And it's just a slightly broader monthly review. Look at, again, always start with, what's the scoreboard? Where are we at against revenue, profit, new customers added, and whatever other objectives you're holding yourself accountable to delivering. Look at your strategies, because there may be an opportunity now in your action plans to add. You may be down to 6 or 7 action plans, and there may be room to add 2 more to get up to 9 again. And it may be that you're now towards getting to raving fans. You may want to put an action plan in to survey your customers to get your baseline customer satisfaction level. So look at these 3 and make the interconnections and progress your business by updating your business plan for 45 minutes quarterly. And if you do all of that, ladies and gentlemen, if you do those 3 simple things, you will spend never again, more than 90 minutes annually, because mostly all you're going to do is reset your objectives, look at your vision statement and say, hey, 3 years from now, I can go a little further, and I'm going to make a slightly bigger vision statement. And then you're going to look at your strategies as you have quarterly and say, what do I want to try and make happen in the next fiscal year? And then your action plan should be very current, but you may want to tweak 1 or 2 based on new information garnered over the past quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, fast, easy, sustainable, 15 minutes a week, 30 minutes a month, 45 minutes a quarter, 90 minutes or less annually. Secret number 6. If you haven't guessed, measure the objectives. Build some trackers. If you need a tracker, I can send you some beautiful Excel spreadsheets that look amazing. Creates a tabular format as well as a graphical format, and you're off to the races. But you know it. You've heard it from me. Measure against the objectives. Secret number 7, celebrate the wins. Celebrate the successes. Do it often. Do it incredibly often. Do it more often than you could ever possibly consider. Celebrate the small wins to start with. As I say to some of my clients, when you exceed your revenue, in fact, let me share a real story with you. I had a client, just a young 22-year-old. I met him, well, it doesn't matter, it'll take too long, but suffice to say he retained me to get his plan. And he wanted a first-year revenue of $65,000, and I was very concerned. I thought, in fact, he was setting himself up for failure. I wanted a first-year revenue of just $35,000. But long story short, a year later, we were sitting down, and he told me he achieved $75,000 in revenue. And I said to him, Peter, what are you going to do to celebrate that win? And he said, well, I'm going to go out with the guys Friday night and have a beer. I said, Peter, if I'm not mistaken, based on my experience with you, you go out almost every Friday night and have a beer with your friends. That's not differentiating the celebration against this momentous win. You will never again be a $75,000 business. You are going to move forward from this. You need to celebrate this. He called me a week later. He booked himself a flight to Cuba. I applauded him. Maybe a bit more than I was expecting, but way to go. He celebrated the successes. Secret number 8, I believe very strongly. Yes, perhaps it's a bit self-centered of me, self-serving, excuse me, but you really need to make this planning and performance system a habit, and you won't. Planning just isn't natural, and I'm a big believer that this is going to be a key resource, a key activity to eliminate chaos or control the chaos in your business, and you need help for at least 18 months to get the habits around business planning. And so do it, don't do it, but I'm telling you, if you follow my advice and you put this person into place, the stipend you pay them will pay back zillions over the course of time because you committed to an 18-month relationship. And maybe, just maybe, you will become the oldest recorded family business. I will share with you, to the best of my knowledge, based on my research, the oldest family business was a company by the name of Congo Gumi, founded in 578 AD, and unfortunately closed its doors in 2007. 14 centuries. Is that sustainability? But I want to share with you that sustainability and success is a fragile, fragile environment, because I will share with you that this company failed for traditional reasons. They had too big a debt load during an economic shift in Japan, and they collapsed. Can you imagine, ladies and gentlemen, being the CEO at the time the doors closed on this business? And it just recognizes that you have to plan and intend to sustain, because even with it, our success is fragile. I want I've shared the 5 secrets. Have a vision statement, a mission statement, objectives, strategies, and action plans. Well, I have to believe that there is a 6th secret to business planning as well, and that is the one-page business plan. The one-page business plan is the most effective business plan methodology I've found, and it fits my business plan methodology perfectly. It is best practice because you will own the business plan. You will feel the future. You will be focused, and you will be accountable. And listen, as I show here, if Tom Peters calls the one-page business plan the proverbial better mousetrap for business planning, then I think it's worth a look-see. That's why the one-page business plan is a core tool in our Focus 31 programs. I'm close to the end of my my information here, but I did want to share with you a story. I have a client. I have a number of clients, but this one was really rather interesting because it happened early in my experience with my clients in business planning. He's a well specialist, just a single business owner, well specialist. And after we completed his business plan, he pushed back, physically pushed back from the table, in his chair, and said, "James, is this gut wrench I'm feeling in my stomach because now that we've done this, you're going to hold me accountable for doing it?" And ladies and gentlemen, I have to tell you, I actually scoffed at him. And I said, "Actually, Brent, absolutely no. That gut wrench you're feeling is because you've now finally written down what you want to accomplish. And in doing so, you now feel accountable for you making it happen." And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the power of effective business planning. Creating a record, your picture of what you want to accomplish, aligning yourself or your team to the activities that will accomplish it, and holding yourself accountable and the team accountable for, in fact, doing it. That concludes the information I have for you in terms of the 5 secrets, the 5 steps to the 5-step planning and performance system. I did have, because you've joined us tonight, and I'm a big believer that your time is important. There's 2 things I want to have you acknowledge here, and that is that the time you spent here, even if it's in the evening, is time away from your business. And for an hour, that should be a minimum of about $500. But at the same time, as I said, I want to give you everything. So I want you to make use of this information. Don't just simply sit there and say, yeah, yeah, yeah. Take it and do something with it. There's a video from Star Wars 5, I think, where Yoda and Luke Skywalker are around a pond, and his jet fighter has fallen into the pond, and Yoda is trying to nurture Luke to learn how to use the Force to raise the fighter out of the water. And Luke Skywalker turns to Yoda and he says, "I'll try." And Yoda says, "There is no try. There is do or do not." So ladies and gentlemen, as I said, do this because you've invested the time. Don't try to do it, do it. Do not do it, horrible expression, because your business will be more successful. And I, in fact, guarantee the success of your business when you follow this process. So I also said I would do as much as I can to share this information. I will, anyone who sends me an email, I will send you a copy of my free book. It's due out before Christmas. I have a video I can send to you right now, the 8 Secrets to Effective Business Planning. It's a terrific video because it takes everything I've just said and compresses it down to a simple 16-minute presentation. And finally, I want to give you some money. I want to encourage you to get your business plan done. Bi-weekly, starting October 7th, I will be running Friday workshops, Friday webinar workshops, where you can stay, wait for this, stay in your business, run your business, talk to clients, talk to staff, and get your business plan done. It is a full-day business plan webinar where you will get 100% of a draft business plan completed while carrying on doing business because of the methodology that I use. I'm offering you a $300 coupon. To get all 3 of these, all you got to do is send an email to me, James at Focus 31, with $300 in the subject line. And I'll send you more information about all of this. And the video and the book are automatic, but I'll send you some information about the webinar. Jean-Guy, that's what I have for everybody tonight. I think a powerful information on the performance system, a ton of information. I hope they've taken great notes. I will share with everybody that I've established a plan for myself to establish a legacy for my daughter, that when she looks back on her father's career, she can see or believe in thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of business owners made more successful by way of their engagement with Focus 31 or my speaking engagements. And so this is part of what I do. I give you everything. I want you all to be successful because that's what I want to leave behind for my daughter. Great businesses that she can learn from and hopefully become an entrepreneur herself. Jean-Guy, back to you, my friend.
Thanks, James. I mean, that was absolutely awesome. I did promise everyone they would get a lot of power-packed information and something that they can apply, and I tell you, I delivered because people have been commenting ever since halfway through saying this is the best business plan information they've got yet. Some people have seen you speak before, James, and they thought this was your best presentation yet, so congratulations. Questions are coming in, James, and people want to know how much is the webinar. Do you want to speak to that for a second? Because people are really, obviously, you've captivated them, your methodology. And ladies and gentlemen, let me say this. I'm actually, as he was speaking, I was looking at the one-page business plan that we've done for our company, and it's just so powerful to have a roadmap on a single page. I mean, I see people going with these 30, 40-page business plans, and it makes me laugh when all I have is one page up on my wall or on my credenza, and I could just in one page, absolute beautiful roadmap. I endorse the process wholeheartedly. But James, how much is the webinar? People want to know.
Sure, thank you, Jean-Guy. I'm happy to share. To individuals who come to the webinar because of our website or their awareness of it through me, the cost is $785 with a $300 coupon. Everybody that has come through Jerry, Robert, and Jean-Guy, who are my friends, I'm more than happy to take $300 off of that. What you will get is 3 months free with the one-page business plan, web-based planning solution. It's phenomenal. It takes it gets rid of the paper document and puts it on a website with your own dedicated sign-in. You get your business plan completed over approximately an 8-hour day. And what we do is I will teach, and you will try, come back and share, and I will teach, and you will go back and work and fulfill and complete, and come back and share. And we'll just do that 5 times on all 5 of the components of the business plan, and your plan will be completed. And while you are working, you can be talking to your employees and getting some work done. So it's really, I think it's really a powerful way for business owners to get this done, because they all say, I can't leave my office, man. I want to come for a full day, but man, that's, as you say, James, that's $5,000 of my time. And so I've made a point. Stay in your office. It's incredible how we get this done. And I circle back with all the business owners to help them complete their business plan one-on-one. And one of the most powerful parts, Jean-Guy, is my positive experience promise. If anyone comes on one of my webinars and after it calls me up and says, James, I thought this was going to be better than that. It didn't really get me what I want. I'll give them their $485 back, no questions asked.
Seriously,
absolutely. This is
perfect.
I believe every experience with Focus 31 has to be created with the intent of having an opening night experience. If I am not providing an opening night experience, scripted, well-planned, delivered with excellence, and the people on the other end, the business owners on the other end are going, I don't get it, it's not enough, it's not what I expected, fine, take your money back. I want to work with business owners that get value from this, and I need to protect my name.
Wow. Well, I know people that are on the line because I've built a relationship with a lot of people that are here tonight, and some of these people, you guys need this direction. I mean, people wait years and years and years, and they wait until they're in a state of destitute or desperation before they get this information. I mean, James and his webinar here can set you up for the rest of the year. You'd be crazy not to invest a measly $485 that he's guaranteeing you're going to absolutely be blown away with, and if you're not, you can get your money back. And you shouldn't let the money stop you. I mean, I'm telling you, just sign up for this. Contact James, email him, Figure out a way. If you want to go and you don't have the money, I don't care. Email them anyways. I'm telling you, James is going to find a way to get you into this program because I know that it can change your business. It has changed my business. I mean, we are phenomenal at sales and marketing, but I tell you, business planning doesn't come natural to us, and James's process has set us on the right path. So, James, thanks to everything you've done for us, and you're so great with it, with the crowd, and everybody just loves your message so much. So, everyone, I urge you, contact him, whether you got the money or not. Send that email to james@focus31.com with $300 in the subject line and get into that webinar. James will figure out a way. I don't know if he'll offer payment plans or if he won't, but we don't need to cover that today. Just email him and contact him. Figure this out and get in. And if you're watching this on a replay, you still want to email James because he's always got goodies. So email 300 to james@focus31.com and
get the book, and get the video at least, and you have the option on the 300 to use it or not use it. And October 7th is the first. We'll be doing it bi-weekly after that. So I just put October 7th there. But
beautiful.
I need the email. I need the book. I need the email to give them the book and the video.
Beautiful. That's fantastic, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I've enjoyed this. I've been waiting a while. James and I went back and forth. I knew I wanted to get him on this Business Acceleration webinar series. And this is why. Now you know. Spread the word. James Burgess at Focus 31 is the best guy in business planning there is in the GTA, if not in the world. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. I will see you next week on the Business Acceleration webinar series. Have a great night. Good health, good wealth.